Welcome back to HSC AMA sessions. I'm your host, Julian Chinsky, joined by my co-host, Justin Michael and Rebecca Disitano. And today we're going to be having a really exciting session with the founder and CEO of Attention, Anis Bennaceur. My French sucks. This session won't. And yeah, how are you doing all?
I'm great, thank you. Super excited about this too. End of month, great stuff happening, laser focus, but yeah, even more focus on this conversation right now.
Yeah,
What
so
about you?
Rebecca, Justin, how's your Thanksgiving?
I'm good. I'm full of stuff, full of turkey and tryptophan and falling asleep, but I'm ready to hear how Anis approaches life and work and business. It's gonna be great.
Anis has an amazing product. If you haven't heard of it already, it's Attention. I, having worked with CRMs, cannot believe what this product can do. You already know about it. You've submitted several questions to us, so we're going to cut the chatter and start volleying questions at Anis so that we can get to as many of your answers as possible. Make sure to check out Attention.
Thank you.
Let's go. Question one, what's the best workflow to leverage conversational intelligence plus CRM integration?
Well, that is a very large and very open-ended question. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think your CRM should very much reflect what your sales process looks like and what your sales cycle and your product and strategy look like. And all of that should be reflected in your CRM, right? So if you have very short sales cycles, 1 to 2 call touches, deal touches, you could go with band framework. If you have multiple stakeholders, more complex sales cycles, you can go with Medic, Spice, a lot of different frameworks. And at the end of the day, all of those frameworks are reflected in your CRM. You should also be able to capture anything related to the customer too. Any what their stack could look like, what who are the competitors on the deal, and so on. So at the end of the day, your CRM reflects what the deal looks like and the attributes related to your customer. And then so in terms of workflows, what you want to be able to do is take anything from the conversations and have the information filled within your CRM at the field level, so that at the end of the day, when you want to pull reports and understand better your ICP and refine it, you could just pull a report and all the data that will have been pulled or pushed into your CRM will be extremely clean, and you'll have great visibility into what your ideal customer looks like.
I have to be a wall on these. How do you effectively coach reps with AI to improve their performance?
Could you repeat that?
Yep. How do you effectively coach reps with AI to improve their performance?
Yeah, so what I think is that AI itself is not a great tool to coach a rep, but what you can do though is tell the AI, kind of fine tune it in a way we call this actually retrieval augmented generation, not fine tuning, but you tell the AI what the ideal coaching looks like, what a bad looks like, what good looks like, and then from there the AI will have the ability to replicate what you think is best to coach reps at the end of each call or even during each call.
Justin, Rebecca, who's next?
I can go next. What's the most effective way to roll out a new sales methodology and ensure adoption?
Yeah. So what I think at the end of the day, or what we think over here at Attention works best is, you can come with your own frameworks and methodologies, and anything coming from, the top sales coaches and try to implement them. That's great. But even better is how do you tend to replicate your top rep across the rest of the team? And that's, I think, where you tend to find gold. The way you do that, at least within attention, is you can use our generalized insights. Ask a very simple question like, select all of your different reps. Who are our top reps? The AI will actually be extremely good at telling you that. Even if you don't feed it the win rates, you'll see that it will actually tell you who are the top performers just based on their conversations. And then tell it out of those top performers, what are they doing that the rest of the team is not doing? And it will be extremely good at telling you, hey, so this rep actually is able to get, compared to the rest of the stack, next steps all the time on the calendar, even when the prospect is pushing back, right? This rep is actually asking all the right questions related to this framework on call 1 and 2, or they're asking these specific questions on call 1 and these follow-up questions on call 2. And from there, you can actually see that and start replicating it across the remaining reps of the team and see who is actually adopting that or not. And very quickly, you'll start seeing your win rates go up.
How do you sell or present your marketing performance in a room full of C-levels and make them enthusiastic even when the numbers are not incredible?
When their numbers are not incredible?
Easy
Well,
questions.
yeah. When their numbers are not incredible, at the end of the day, I want to understand why their numbers are not incredible. I think that today I try to be as a founder, I try to be involved in the most exciting deals that we can get into. And I try to deeply understand what's broken, what's happening, what have they tried, what they haven't tried. Try to understand what they're doing within their sales, almost like a consultant. And I understand that today this might not scale into the future, but that also helps us very much understand how we can keep improving our product and build something that's extremely that has high differentiation, right? So actually, if the numbers aren't great, for us, it's a great opportunity to be able to help. There's so much room for progression there. And those tend to be my favorite clients. So we can absolutely help on the sales side of things, but if as a company you have not found product market fit and your problem is, hey, you're not able to sell because you lost your product market fit or you never found it, we're not going to help you with that. But we promise that we'll help you at least increase your win rate within your conversations. What we've also been doing very lately is capturing your reps' conversations to kind of refine your ICP from your won deals. And then you can take all of those different criteria from your won deals, right? Like the buying triggers, all the different signals that you can put back into your top of funnel that you can re-inject into your top of funnel searches, right? Hey, I'm looking now for a company that has been going from 20 to 50 sales reps because actually all the last 10 deals that we won, that was the buying signal that we discovered on attention recorded conversations. And so instead of trying to have, hey, we're going to sell you technology, we tend to be a little more hands-on in terms of suggestions to make them win at the end of the day, because we deeply care about our customers' wins.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out which question we're on. There's so many questions and they're not numbered.
Just
I can also make my
randomly.
answer shorter. I can also make my answer shorter.
No, it's good. Which one are we on?
Just randomly read whatever question from the bottom.
From the bottom. Okay, here we go. We're gonna switch this up. Okay. AI is updating at unpredictable speeds. How can it become more efficient for sales team to align with AI assistance strategies?
I love the questions.
Did that one already get asked? I feel like I always get to repeat. That's like the running
Oh.
joke in a bucket of water.
No, it's a new one. I think people, it's just top of mind for people. I think that people are like, AI is here. How do I make it useful? And attention is the answer.
Yeah, we're part of the answer. I think that whenever we close customers and start working with them, again, obviously we try to help them wherever we can help them, but if our software and our platform does not help in certain areas, we'll be very happy to recommend other state-of-the-art tools that we believe leverage AI very well. And we'll just do that out of passion for the topic, right? Either whether it's at the top of the funnel or later in the funnel, or even outside of sales. At the end of the day, I would say that there are a few tools that are really good out there, and we tend to be kind of like somewhere in that funnel, anywhere from the opportunity creation to the opportunity close. That's kind of how we see things.
All right, I got a good one. What's the best GTM tech stack?
All right, I'll give a shout out to two companies that I absolutely love. The first one is Clay. I think Clay is incredible. It allows you to take any prospect, any company, and enrich it with a ton of different providers, and then take those enrichments and have the ability to craft the best messaging leveraging AI. Think of it as Excel, Microsoft Excel, but on steroids, connected to every single data provider and connected with OpenAI. It's incredible. The second one is Tavis is great. It's a product that allows you to create videos at scale. So from a lead generation perspective, you can send 1,000 videos to different people, and they will be fully customized with AI, but they will sound very real. TAVUS, check it out. So those are great from a lead gen perspective. Then when it comes to data intent, I would say, you could use Warmly.ai or Clearbit, both great tools. For emails, we use Instantly. I don't believe in the legacy tools that send out emails. I won't name them, but everyone knows them. I would use Instantly or Smartly because those allow you to have a ton of different inboxes, domain names at the same price, and will allow you to maximize deliverability. And then obviously for your conversational AI, go for attention.
I got to put a big +1 on this because you just saw the outreach memo come out that Gmail and Yahoo are going to have a 5,000 per day cap, email gate or Gmail gate, and everyone's like, email's dead. You can't email anymore. You know what I mean? The next question is, you've been involved in startups before. What did you learn? I know that's really broad, like a Inc. or entrepreneur. Maybe the top 3 things you learned. I mean, got scars to prove it on the inside.
Yeah, 100%. I would say the first one, as simple as it is find product market fit before you hit the accelerator on growth. That's kind of in the last startup that I had, we tried to grow as much as we could, but we didn't have product market fit. We ended up having high churn, and that just killed us, both from a morale perspective, but also a cash flow perspective. So find PMF before you hit the accelerator. Second one is it's about finding talent and hiring them. Find people who want to be the best at their craft, people who somehow in their past lives or have demonstrated a quest for excellence. And the two, I'll just give a shout out to the 2 reps that I have, both Jacob and Connor. Connor at one point was the highest paid professional Frisbee player in the world. And that, in a way is extremely impressive. And we saw there a quest for excellence. Jacob was the top sales rep at every single company he worked before generating closing multi-million-dollar deals, and he's also crushing it here. So at the end of the day, find people on that quest for excellence. That's super important. The last thing is, I would say as a founder, it's a very important thing is how do you prioritize your time, because you're always swamped with a million things. And it always comes down to the simple rule: CEO stands for customers, employees, owners, and you always have to look after first your customers, then your employees, in that order, and then that will keep the owners happy. So that's how you should always prioritize your time.
Who wants to go next? Those are some good ones.
Yep, let's do it. If building a sales engine from scratch, what would be your advice if taking a staged approach to development? What are the first things you would focus on getting right before graduating to next stage? Foundational and most bang for buck ROI. Thanks.
Wait, would you mind repeating that one? I'm not sure I understood
Yeah,
it.
it's a hard one. If building a sales engine from scratch, what would be your advice if taking a staged approach to developing, I guess, sales development? What are the first things you would focus on getting right before graduating to the next stage? Foundational and most bang for buck ROI. Thanks.
Yeah, I would actually, if starting from scratch, I would have a very simple definition of the stages. Go with whatever Salesforce or HubSpot or whatever your CRM offers. We don't have, I see many of our, sophisticated, more sophisticated customers who have 7 to 10 stages, which makes a lot of sense for them. I think when you're starting out, in our case, you have qualification, needs analysis. The third one, I think, is proposal, negotiation, and close one. Just go with those. It's very simple. You move your prospect from stage 1, which is qualification, to stage 2, needs analysis, based on whether they have the right amount of pain related to what you can solve, and whether or not you have the right champion. As easy as that. Don't even look too much into the decision process, the decision criteria on stage 1, until you get to stage 2. Stage 2 is all about, figuring out the stakeholder mapping and understanding how you can help your customers succeed, A, but also B, how you can progress your deals. And from there, you can have multiple sub stages if needed, which is kind of like, hey, we won over the champion and the influencers. How do we get to the economic buyer? But just keep it simple. That's what I'm seeing over here, at least.
Got a ton of technical questions, AI questions, but I guess I'll just read the next one.
Yeah.
Given the pace of change, GTM teams are shifting their approach month to month and quarter to quarter, but RevOps and IT aren't. What's the future state of IT versus the business?
That's an open one too. Open-ended one too. I would say, well, first of all, I think that I've seen RevOps teams that have been actually adapting very quickly, and those tend to be pretty technical. But I don't know honestly how to answer that one. And what we define by IT here. Is it your engineering team? Is it the InfoSec team? I would probably skip this question.
Rebecca?
Sorry.
Okay, next question. How do you track tasks for each prospect when you're conducting a manual multi-channel prospecting?
So on our end, we haven't implemented this yet, but I did spend a lot of time thinking about this. I do think that mutual action plans tend to be very helpful for that. And that's kind of one of the next things that we should think about as an org. There are a couple of companies that are great to help you with mutual action plans. Shout out to Recapped and Aligned. So I would say, but taking a step back into how we're doing things here in a very simple way is you try to define kind of a date to go live, right? By when do you need to fix this problem? When would you like to go live? So your prospect will give you a date, and then you walk back together all the different steps. You agree on them, and you put them on a Google Sheet with each date or sub dates, each initiative, and that way you can keep your prospects and all the different stakeholders accountable. Always try to have as many stakeholders as possible on conversations, right? You always want to, whenever your deal impacts other stakeholders, ask to have them on a subsequent call and try to also give them homework. That's kind of like the way we've been doing things here.
I made up this question, but what attention gives people superpowers? What are some of your favorite superpowers that attention gives people that use it?
Yeah, so from a rep perspective, one of the very first superpowers is how can you do so much more in in a limited amount of time, right? And we selfishly built this for ourselves initially, which was we never had time to send out follow-up emails, especially when we were back to back. We would never fill out our own Salesforce. This is pre-attention, because just again we were back to back, and so the superpower is just doing all this admin work within the click of a button, which allowed you to just close a lot of deals. If in the case where your lead generation is working very well and you're getting a lot of demand. So that's kind of one of the first things. The second thing is learning curve, right? Ourselves, we have been becoming way better sales reps, not only my reps themselves, but also myself as a salesperson and as a leader, using my own tools to actually understand what are the risks on each deal and what I need to do to keep progressing my deals, right? Without sharing too much information, but I would say that very lately I've been able to close very large deals just by following what attention and in way faster deal cycles than I've ever been able to, just by following whatever we've been able to put in place in our product, the iterations and that we had over the year, and now we're able to do very well here. So I would say just it helps you actually increase your win rate by a substantial amount of percent.
Justin, Michael.
Well, I think we're running out of time. I mean, did we talk roadmap? What the next 2 to 7 years looks like, exit strategy, MNDA. We're only live here to a whole community. I mean, what can you share within boundaries,
Yeah, as a second-time founder with a first-time exit, or small exit, I'm looking for a home run here. Both me and my co-founder were very set on that. In terms of what the next 2 to 7 years look like, I actually made a LinkedIn post 4 days ago that went pretty viral, which basically is, first-time founders create 2-year projections and over strategize it. Just second-time founders actually, while having a clear vision, focuses 100% of their efforts on the next quarter. So we're laser focused on the next few months. That being said, in terms of products and roadmap, we know where we're going, which is AGI for sales. If I was to simplify it in one single sentence. And I don't want to give too much up there, but every single day, every single week, every single month. We're extremely excited about what we're releasing, what we're building, but also, and so are customers.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Anise. Thank you for speaking from experience and
Thank you.
being humble. You've got insane traction on the just, the our back end side of things. And the questions keep coming. So
If you
I
guys
don't know.
want to schedule another session like this one for like the other half, is this live right now?
Yep.
Oh, wow, okay. If there's enough demand for a second one, happy to do it too.
Cool. Just a
Awesome.
mic.
Alright.
Thanks again. Yeah, AGI, you got me with that one, GPT, what's coming? Something was discovered. Ilya, let's do this. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. Have a great one. Bye.